purity and the purity of the mind. And as long as there is a impurity remains, we cannot find and realize the real self. What are the tools available for us? One is the self-analysis. Self-analysis. Other is that we should be picking up some kind of a recitation of the mantra early in the morning, every day without fail, because it helps us to expand the mind. So there are let everyone be happy, let everyone be in peace, let everyone be complete, let everyone be blessed. Whatever the mantra is. Mantra is a thought process, so we should inculcate, we should always think in that. Otherwise, what happens? Mind is already filled with lot of hates, likes and dislikes. So every day in the morning, it will return to the same old habit. One young guy who got upset when he woke up and then he called me, "Can I talk to you?" I said, "Yes." So why I got upset early in the morning? I said, "How many hours you slept?" "I slept 10 hours. Are you relaxed?" "Yes, I am relaxed." So why I got upset? So that impurity of the mind that is accumulated as the impression triggered. And you get upset, you have a mood swing early in the morning when you wake up. So in order to change that, we need to replace those thought process with something. It may be any mantra. So that is a preparation. Third is that we should monitor the thoughts and emotions. You are going to the store and you see someone and the mind has a like and dislike. Mind reacts to it. Ah, what a crazy guy. I need not to say that. Even mentally and emotionally. Or even at the home, "Oh, my honey, is always doing like this." I'm creating a sense of impurity. I need not to even think of it. So I have to monitor those thoughts and emotions every day, every hour. We have to take stock of it. Why? Because I need a status quo of the mind that is calm and relaxed throughout the days, weeks, and the months. Then only I can find the real self. Otherwise, there is no way I can find the real self. We are going deeper. You all are seekers. We should have a conscious communication. Charlie wrote to me that, I thought that you don't pay attention during the practice of meditation because we hear something you are typing. You should be open enough. You should blame me. I'll make it clear. Yes, I prepare a brief based on your experiences in every session. And I think what should be my next session. So I prepare almost 5 or 6 points. But sometime during the talk or during the practice, I get some revelation and I note it down. So either I cover that in a current session or I pick up for the next session. That's why sometimes you hear the typo. And otherwise there are some problem with the audio interface. You may feel it is because of that as if I am typing. But my focus remains on the session. Now we have to think. The next point is that I have to think. I do not remain as a consumer. I should become a contributor every day. So I have to consciously think what good thing I have to do every day, either to my honey or to my relations or to my friends or to the society. I have to think. If I don't think, I remain as a consumer, I remain as a selfish person. Then I have 1 million excuses because I'm a selfish guy. I'll explain you what we mean by selfish. Perhaps I have explained. Another point, to remain the mind purified, I have to let go of annoyance. I get annoyed when my car is stopped at the red light, when the fire station blows the horn, like the I have to get rid of the annoyance. Unnecessary, those fire station or fire truck is not meant to annoy me, but I get annoyed. So I have to look into this. For example, sometimes people interrupt. Let them interrupt and you enjoy. Calm down. Let them interrupt. Once their interruption is over, then you can start. So either traffic jam, I have to go with the flow. That is the meaning, I have to go with the flow. Because it will create a lot of negative impressions in my mind, and ultimately it adds up to the impurity of the mind. I will not be able to discover the real self. In discovery of the real self needs a total purity of the mind. So I'm just giving you some of the ideas. There are many other. So I have to listen to the talk every day, followed by the practice. So the listening, contemplation, and reflection, and the practice. One woman who has been with me for a couple of years, and she got upset early in the morning, and she wrote me back that it has been 2 years and there is no why I am not progressing. I said, listen to the previous talk, and I added the adjective carefully. And she followed it. And then she wrote me back that I did not listen to the talk carefully and I did not practice. It became a habitual practice, and that is why I remained upset even after the practice. A small thing, a very little thing, but we don't pay attention to it. Now I've done the practice, what you told me. Half an hour or 1 hour of silence is required every day. Don't speak. So when you don't speak vocally, find out if the mind is speaking to you. And if the mind is speaking to you, what the mind is speaking to you. Is the mind speaking about likes and dislikes, getting upset, being frustrated? Then you will know how much impurity of the mind is there in the. You will come to know. I need not to say anything. They remain beneath the surface, conscious level. When you consciously, intentionally do not speak for about an hour, then you will come to know how your mind is going to behave. It's pushing you to talk, and to react, and to be anxious. So internally you are able to observe those impurities of the mind. Last point that we are already doing every week is what we call the satsang, the company of the real self. That is what we talk about in every session. The teacher has to talk only about the subject that is the real self. How, why, where, and when, what is the method. That is all about the talk and the principles. Every is human mind, every is human mentality is not a human mind. That is what our master says. We are born as a human being, but we don't have a human mind. So it is a mixture of human plus the animal mind. And that is what I discussed last week, the money mind. So when I have a money mind and you have a difficulty at focus at the work or in anything, you have a focus, you don't have a focus while driving, you are risking costly mistakes, poor listening skills, scattered thinking, impaired communication, intimacy in relationship, all because of the monkey mind. I'll talk about it. You will understand why it happens, but it is worth noting and understanding. Monkey mind jumps chaotically between distracted thoughts without ability to focus. So when there is a lack of focus, the past impressions triggers the sensation which converts into a thought process, and that creates a distraction. So it is happening due to your own mind. It has nothing to do with outer world. Outer world creates a trigger point. Any situation, any person, any relationship can trigger those thoughts which is already present in you, and they manifest. They result into lack of concentration. But it is because of the impurity of the mind inside. Monkey mind. Money mind. Money mind. You know, when we have a money mind, yesterday I was giving, is a wonderful guy, 32 years old, living in Phoenix and always bent upon to earn a lot of money. You know, by understanding your talk, I want to simplify my life, and life has been very complex, and I'm fully busy, and there is a kind of workaholism, and I have been neglecting the wealth and the relationship during that process. I said it is money mind. How can you work in 24 hours? 8 hours, 10 hours? Maybe 14 hours, 15 hours? When I am very clear that I work for 10 hours, where question comes of being fully busy and workaholism? I work almost 10 hours, almost 3 to 4 hours I write books. Another 2 or 3 hours I contemplate and reflect on each session that what should I give. I prepare a note. And the rest are the sessions. Not fully busy. Everything is organized. So when the money mind is there, then it becomes an addictive attachment to the money. For the sake of prestige, for the sake of recognition, for the sake of possessions, at the cost of well-being. Not at the cost of the well-being for myself, but at the cost of well-being for others near and dear to me. My mind starts focusing basically on material gains, financial profit. I want to become a great consumer. The greater the consumer you are, greater the stress you have. And in the professional activities, if you become a contributor, greater the contributor you are, highly relaxed you are in your profession, whatever the profession may be. It doesn't make any difference. Opposite, money mind, sheep mind. So, you know, this is animal plus the human mind. It's the mixture. Think of it. Oh, look at this beer guy. You are attending his session. Oh, he's a crazy. He's involved in a scam. So you will stop attending the session. It is without clarifying. So, oh, really? I never thought, you know, he talks of such an honesty and integrity and he is involved into that. It's better to drop attending his session. Sheep mind. You don't want to clarify. We tend to believe what is wrong in a person instantly, and we take an action. And if someone says, "Oh, that beard guy is wonderful, his integrity and honesty is beyond doubt," so you start doubting that person. He must have some interest. Animal mind, sheep mind. Because the sheep mind believes in misinformation instantly. Instantly it believes in misinformation. Good information, it is hard to believe. We are doing our own laws. It has nothing to. "Oh, your honey, I saw him with a very good gentleman, they were talking and they were laughing and they were sharing." Misinformation. How many times we have done this? Think of this. How many times? This is because of the garbage that is already present in my mind. Because my mind does not want to believe in good information, my mind always in doubt. Always in doubt. Not only it doubts oneself, it doubts everyone. And that creates the misinformation, and that is what the sheep mind is. I cannot keep the balance of the mind. It continues that way. And we feel, "Oh, I have been doing meditation, there is no change." How can the change will come? When you have you have an impurity of the mind? When you don't believe in the knowledge, you believe in misinformation. German scientist 15 years ago published a research paper, fake research paper, to check how the misinformation becomes a reality. It is published. Well published paper. What was the research paper? The dark chocolate reduces your weight if you continue to eat it for 60 days. Thousands of people were followed up. They started eating chocolate. And thousands of people believed it. They proved it that they have reduced their weight. It's a well published paper. Sheep mind. I don't want to analyze. Then there is a cognitive biased mind. Cognition means a particular thought process. And it becomes biased. So why it becomes biased? I take a narrow judgment about people based on the limited stereotypes or even reactive political opinions. A lot of stuff. You see how our masters have carefully scrutinized and analyzed the very mental states. So my thinking and decisions are shaped by the biases. I have a beard, and if I have a long beard, so someone may say, "You look like Osama bin Laden." Entire journey is destroyed. You see, it is a cognitive biased mind. So I should have a right perception. Then only I can reach to that, awaken to that real self. Now, because you are a seeker, so you need to understand these steps. That why it has happened. I have been doing the meditation for years together and nothing has happened. This is why it is not happening. Rationalized mind. What is rationalized mind? There is a difference between rationalized mind and the reasoning mind. Reasoning mind is always looking for cause and effect. Rationalized mind justifies. Justifies the wrongdoing. Now I became angry over you because you insulted me. Ah, really? Can you really insult me? So you have a remote control. That is the rationalized mind. I don't see the cause and effect. Look at the penetrating understanding of the mind. Justifying questionable decisions in my life. Oh, I divorce, because there is no reason to divorce. Only one reason, that I was expecting happiness from you and I did not get that happiness from you, and happiness is not in you. I never realized, so I question. It is better to divorce. Enough is enough. How can you divorce when you realize that happiness is not outside in a person? I did not marry to be happy. If I marry to be happy, I will definitely divorce to be happy. Questionable. Stressed and angry mind. I told you it is a mixture of animal and the human mind. That is what the impurity of the mind. Human mind is not there. So where, stressed and angry mind. You wake up in the morning, you had 10 hours of sleep, your digestive system is very good, you don't feel tired and you are upset. You are a great guy. We are always all the great guys. We don't question. When we don't question, we carry forward that stress and angry mind and we suffer. We are suffering because of our own impurities of the mind, my friend. We are suffering because of our own impurity of the mind. Likes and dislikes mind. Likes and dislikes mind. Unnecessarily, I don't like this. Do you need to say this? Or do you need to analyze? But we carry forward. It's a default setting of the mind, mechanical. Mood swing mind. I give more importance to my mind than myself. Don't disturb me. Give me a space. No, we have already given you a space, I'm too far from you. We articulate our delusion. Don't talk to me now, give me a space. That is a mood swing mind. You are so special. Should we give? We have already given you a space. Why you are thinking, give me a space? In American phrases we say, give me a space. We are not touching you. We are not hugging you. We have already given you a space. Unnecessarily, we live in delusion. Depressed mind. Where is the depressed mind? There is a lack of self-care and a sense of hopelessness. What should I do? I am not clear. What is the purpose of life is not clear. So I have a setback, a sense of isolation. Cynical belief. Unnecessary. You see, if you get rid of these different states of the mind, which indicates the impurity of the mind, you can never have any psychological problem. And you have yet to discover the real self. Look at the path. So in this journey, in this path, I have to reach to a state of the purity of the mind by which I can discover the real self. Impurity of the mind cannot grandiose mind. Another. You can also find different other states of the mind. I just underline. Grandiose mind, I inflate my ego unnecessarily. Unrealistic overconfidence. Financially, recognition. Oh, you have only 2,000 followers. I have 10,000 followers. So when I look into the mirror, I look more beautiful than you. So I have a grandiose mind. Do you have a beauty of the mind or not? This is the problem with almost everyone. Do you see that? Grandiose mind. So if we do not take care of these, I have to purify the mind. All these different states of the mind. Why to purify the mind? To get away from the laziness, craziness, obsession, upset, mood swing, unnecessary reaction, anger and agitation in our life. Now perhaps you might have started appreciating the journey of the Eastern wisdom. I should have a clear understanding first, followed by the practice. Then the practice always succeeds. So what happens, with these different states of the mind? I neglect health. I neglect relationship. I do not remain with my integrity. I start criticizing, blaming the world and people in the relationship. I spread the misinformation because I have to settle the score. Oh, she is so beautiful. Everyone says I have to spread the misinformation because I am more beautiful. Otherwise, there is no need to spread the misinformation. I can tell you, just think of it. If I'm wrong, tell me. Everyone is beautiful now. Everyone is happy. Everyone is beautiful. So I shed my grandiose mind. Everyone is a human being. You see, this is the state of purity of mind. I have to force my impure mind, follow this in order to live in that state. I need not to spread the information. I need not to blame and complain. And then see if the mind is not focused. Now, mind does not have unwanted, unnecessary, and desirable thought in your head. So there is no distraction. Think. I'm not saying that you believe it. If you believe it, then it is your sheep mind believing the Eastern wisdom. It will create more problems. Master says you have to think, contemplate, reflect. Be very clear. Find out the reasoning, cause and effect. And the moment you remove the cause and you see the effect is different. So that will help us to follow the very first conventional method of purification. And that conventional method is yajna. Yajna or yajna. Literally, it means sacrifice. I will talk in detail in the next session, but understand what it is. It is yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. Oh, I have already been sacrificing, and I have more problems. You may think, I know that. So what you need to sacrifice? I have already sacrificed a lot of money for one person. I have already sacrificed my life for you, and that is why I am suffering. You might be thinking like this. You sacrifice your selfishness. That is the meaning. You sacrifice your false notion. And I can tell you, if you don't sacrifice this, mind is not going to be pure. You will remain in stress. You will continue suffering on one account or the other account, whether you believe me or you don't believe me. So first you believe me and then work on these different states of the mind. You will realize, my goodness, these are such a small things. I should correct in my head by thinking, and the life is becoming more beautiful. I don't have time. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Place of the body. Place of the body, aware of the space all around your body. Position of the body. Find out the most comfortable position of the body and the posture too. Check that how fast you can settle into the place, position, and the posture. This is all a way to move the mind within. Now you see what happens. You close your eyes and you become aware of the objects of the sense organs. So it means what? The mind is already outside. You are not aware of the place. You are aware of the sound and the taste and the objects of these senses, and that causes lot of challenges during the practice of meditation. It is because of the impurity of the mind. Being comfortable, that is why I say being comfortable, my friends. So being comfortable, you look at the neck joint. Do you practice it habitually? No. You look deep inside the root of the neck joint. Means what? Root of the neck joint, you become aware. Mind starts moving within. That is the key. So when you look at the root of joint, how you look at the root of the joint? Mentally, at the subtler level. You don't see at the physical level. You feel you have some sensation, you have some awareness, and that results into sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind inside the shoulder joints, be there. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Do you see the cause and effect? Instruction is a cause, and the effect should be sensation, comfort, and steadiness. If it is not there, it is because of the impurity of the mind working beneath the conscious level. You try to be careful and attentive, but still the mind does not allow you to be careful and attentive. And that is why you share this. Sometimes you have shared the experiences. I have a lot of thoughts. I feel sleepy. The entire body is, look at the entire body. Look at all the joints of the body. The neck joint, deep inside, shoulder joints, elbows, wrist, spine, hip, knees, ankles, toes. And experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Being carefree. Next step. What does it mean? You think like the way I give the instruction. What does it mean by being? Why? This beer guy says me be carefree. I'm always carefree. And still I have a lot of stress. Then you are not carefree. Simple understanding. Free from all the cares of the impure mind, that carries us through the stress and angry mind, through the depressed mind, through the mood swing, through the cognitive biased mind, through sheep mind, through monkey mind, through men, etc., etc. So, what do you mean by being carefree? You allow the thought to come and go, but what it means? When I say I know you, there are two things, I and you. You are an object, I see you, and I am different than you. So I see the thought, I am different from the thought. I see the feeling, emotions, and I am different from the feeling and emotion. That is the meaning the thought come and go. Let the thought come and go. Any thought. How can you get upset if any thought comes? How can you say that thought, I have a wandering mind during the practice? Let the mind continue to wander. You are an observer. Observer is different from the thought and feeling and emotions. Do you see that? So when you become the wandering mind, then you say, my mind is what wandering during the practice of meditation. So I recognize, I don't say anything to you. I said, keep on, continue the practice. One day you will recognize. Did you understand carefully? That is why I use the metaphor. You are standing across the road watching the traffic. Traffic is different from you standing. Observer is always different from the observed. My master used to say, I see a donkey. Donkey. I am not the donkey. But when I see a thought, I am the thought. Did you understand being carefree? But still the mind, if does not, one day it happens, someday it does not listen, then we say, okay, if the mind does not listen, let us do some active step. Look inside the head, in the space. The thoughts are coming, let the thought continue to come, no worries, don't fight with them. But introduce one more thought, Shantoham. Every thought comes, Shantoham, 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 means I am the peace, Shantoham. But at the same time, you start breathing into the rib cage, quick short breath into the rib cage. Just continue breathing, quick short breath into the rib cage. You are still breathing, your mind is still continuing to replace Shantoham or imposing the Shantoham on the thought in the state of the stillness in the body. So, all the 3 points you are taking care, it is going to help you to empty the mind. Continue. Continue, do not stop the breathing. Continue to say Shantoham, keep the body in the state of the stillness and see what happens. And now stop this breathing, do nothing. Keep looking inside the head, even stop the mantra. Asatoma Satagam. And there is another way to purify the mind by the cognitive thought process. Using the mantra Asatoma Satagamaya means moving from the false to the real. So I cognize if there is any thought. Cognition means the recognition. Thought is coming and I recognize it's a sheep mind, it's a monkey mind, it's a like and dislike mind, it's a distracted mind. Okay, thank you very much. I'm moving to the real self. That is one way. Other way, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. You see the mantra. That is what I discussed in the very beginning. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Let everyone be happy. Now you see there is a homogeneous state of happiness for everyone. Why my mind should have multiple thoughts? That is the secret behind it. But we take it casually. Mantra, oh, this is mantra. Okay, let everyone be happy. As if we claim we are more intelligent than these masters. Oh, yes, I have understood it. I have understood and still I have lot of distraction. Let everyone be happy. Your mind thinks of a person with whom you have to react and you say, let everyone be happy. Homogeneous state of the mind. You're not helping the person, but you're helping your mind to purify. Understand. We'll go deeply into these concepts as we purify the mind. So you have understood the breathing, importance of the breathing, and then now, once you have a cognition, then now look at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind again on the entire body. If you experience deepening of the sensation, maybe tingling and the numbness, relaxation is there and the stillness, you are doing good. Even if it is not happening, still you are doing good because you keep the body steady. Look at it, the way we understand this entire journey of purification of the mind. And now the last step, looking at the breath. Do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Very good. Looking at the breath, do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. So what do you find? The breath is going in and out. So you're living in an extraordinary awareness. The moment the breath goes in, you drop Shantoham and looking into the space. Shantoham means I am the peace. And our master has depicted the shape and the shape of the peace and the color of the peace is the space, infinite space, good space, and the white space. Or the infinite space simply, or the blankness. So every time the breath goes in and comes out, you drop Shantoham on the breath. At the same time, you become aware of the good space. I will not speak. I am with you. I'll continue to be with you, but I'll not speak for about a couple of minutes. And if any thought comes, you superimpose Shantoham over that. 2 minutes, how many times your mind was distracted? Every distraction, every thought has to do with the impurity. And if it is not distracted, you succeeded. Even in 2 minutes, you succeeded. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. We'll share our experiences now, openly. And if you have any question, you can ask. If I've been able to answer, I will answer that. So, yes, Sophie, how are you?
Well, Girish, thank you. I'm very good. I didn't fall asleep at all.
Good.
I noticed probably 3 distractions. There might be more, but those I'm aware.
Very good.
And I have a question. So you tell us to look at the joints. Is there a specific reason why it's the joints and not the skin or the bone, or I don't know?
Yeah, joints, because our mind becomes subtle when we want to explore the joint, and it naturally has a tendency to move inside from outside. So, from a scattered mind, we gather the mind to a joint. So, that is normal. That is a very casual process in the journey. So, every time you start, even with eyes open, oh, let me understand the shoulder joint. So, you don't look at the skin, you just become aware of something within, inside. Oh, from where the joint begins, where it moves. So, it gives you a perspective for the mind to look within. So that is why I use this instruction. Very good. 3 instructions, 3 distractions. It's okay. I recognize at least there are a couple of distractions. That is important. How are you, John?
Hey, Girish, I'm fine. I pretty much avoided the distractions this time. Not too much in the way of monkey mind or anything like that, so I was very happy about that. And I thought your talk was really good.
Talk is good. Because you accepted, your mind accepted the talk because it led to the understanding. So remember, the talk is very important. If you pay attention to the talk and you have clearly understood, it is going to help you in the practice. That is what happened. Now it is worth contemplating that how you succeeded, how you avoided those distractions. And if you look back into the talk of different states of the impure mind, it will definitely be helpful, beautiful. How are you, Anne?
Oh. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, okay. I didn't push the button. Yes. I feel fine. I didn't go to sleep.
I love it. Yes.
Except my mind said, why am I tired? I should not be tired. But I didn't fall asleep.
I like it. You see, that is one of the finer ways. The mind is going to impose its impurities. This is one of the ways. I am tired. Don't talk to me. Now you see. Second statement. Don't disturb me. I don't feel like doing anything, but mind says, let me grab a cup of coffee. You see the chain reaction from one statement to the other. So you did the right thing. I'm tired. No, how I'm tired? Now I'm free. I'm relaxed. So there should be a cognitive process. What is cognitive process? Cognitive process begins with the thought. So one thought entered into your mind, I'm tired. So you introduce and replace with the cognitive process. And that is how you became successful and you did not sleep. It's a very subtle process, and if you repeat it, if you understand it, it will go a long way. How are you, Mead?
I feel very happy.
Very happy. Remain happy all the time.
I feel younger.
Younger, very good.
Joy.
Oh, very good. How many years younger you are?
80 years young. 80 years young.
80 years. So I wanted to subtract 80 years from your actual age.
From my what?
Anyhow, no, you are young. That's really good. Feeling young is a good way of.
My mind feels.
Yes.
Like it's not doing these things to me.
Yeah. So we should always be living into that level of energy and awareness. With this, thank you very much. We'll meet again next week. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.